All right, that wasn't quite Marvin Gaye. What we had planned. That was Nappy Roots, but I guess that kind of ties into what we have to say. Technically, how I feel about it is all no, no. Y'all done up and done it once again. America's justice system. Okay, so basically we're here and we're talking about the Trayvon Martin case. For many of you who do not know what that is or who Trayvon Martin is. Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old boy who was basically walking through a neighborhood in Florida. And what wound up happening was the neighborhood watch man, which his name is George Zimmerman, um, thought that Trayvon was basically intruding and a robber. So he took it upon himself to actually call the police. He called the police and had a conversation with them saying that, there's this guy, he's acting suspicious, and I feel that, he's basically, trespassing. Um, and then from there, things escalated. The police asked him if, he was actually following the guy. They asked him for a description, and many of us know that there's always the hoodie, white t-shirt, sweats, and, he just a gang member. And that's the description that he gave. The officer asked, what was he doing? He said, oh, well, he's just, walking right now, really standing around looking kind of suspicious. So then things escalated to where Zimmerman started following little Trayvon Martin. And it was reported that Trayvon was on the phone with his girlfriend at the time, talking. And he was saying that he felt that he was being followed, and which in a way he was being followed by Zimmerman. Um, I don't know. There's some places you can go to actually listen to the actual 911 calls. Um, excuse me, I'm sorry. 911 calls are a little graphic, and just be prepared when you listen to them. Um, for the most part, after the calls, you hear Zimmerman or you hear the police ask Zimmerman, "Are you following Trayvon?" And he said, "Yeah." He ignored the police advice to stop following him, and in turn pursued him, and then hung up the phone. Um, the last words from Trayvon's girlfriend was basically, "Run. I think you should run." Um, I think he did start running, and then I guess he stopped. But in the recordings, you can hear, the actual him pleading for his life. You can hear him basically just crying for help. There was some other people who made calls. Um, so this is basically what we're talking about. The show is pumped with hate. Um, so I'm gonna open up. Excuse me. I'm gonna open up the floor to my co-hosts here and get some feedback from them as to how they feel about the whole Trayvon Martin case and if they have some things to add.
I just wanted to say that I'm not surprised of the outcome, being that I think it was last year, we just got through listening to Casey Anthony's story, and how they basically should have had the evidence to incriminate her, but somehow she got away for killing her child
Mm-hmm.
and by keeping it in the trunk of the car or whatever. And then we hear, I mean, the media basically told us that the dude was killed a month before we even heard about it. And I think today, I was talking to one of my friends about it. She was like, today is like a month and a day after the actual shooting and killing. So the guy's been dead a month. And we just really heard about it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I mean, man, I have. It's, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's where you think you should be in the know of these things because these things happen so much. What I don't understand is, and it's not even about the case, it's everyone's reaction. Everybody wants to be I guess what I think I consider the bandwagon crew, whereas you see something happen, it's popular in the news, and yeah, this is just a cry about our justice system and how it's so wrong and corrupt. And then another month from now, you'll forget about Trayvon, just like you forgot about Troy Davis, just like you forgot about Casey Anthony, just like you forgot about any and everybody that we clinch on and we say it's a racial thing, and if it was this person and that person would have been different, and we'll find somebody new in 6 to 7 months. It's going. I'm sorry that somebody's either going to be a murderer or get murdered for us to be like, oh, this racism thing is bad. I mean, my whole thing was these things are happening all the time.
All the time.
I mean, we it's not even a racial thing because we killing each other. So I'm not mad I'm mad that you get mad at this guy for if he shot the guy. Yeah, I don't. The guy was 17, and before he even got to live his life is gone. I'm sad at that. But it's like if you're gonna play the justice, you want to be these advocates about putting racial whatever you want to advocate for. Do it on a daily basis because it happens every day. It's people that are getting horrible things done to them. Not even black people, is women, even white people like Hispanics, Arab and Muslim, Israeli people, gays, people that are old. Like there's people that are getting discriminated against, hurt, injured, and whatnot, and we're clenching onto this thing like it's a trending topic. And once it's gone, it's like all that stuff that y'all was doing is gonna be in vain. And that's the only part. Like I don't really know the specifics of the case. I mean, what you just told me and everything like that. But it's just everybody wants to. I mean, they feel some kind of way about it, but they're putting up the statuses on Facebook and all this other stuff, and nothing's getting done.
Right.
It just staying right there. When you log off your Facebook, that's where it's at.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Do something, like, and continue to do something. Continue to fight the good fight that the people before us have fought for years and years and years, and even decades and hundreds of years, centuries, for equality for all and justice for all the time.
Okay.
So do you feel like it's almost cool to care, like temporarily, or because I feel like everybody, like what you said, everybody's into it temporarily, and then they just forget about it for a while. But do you understand why?
I think, in a sense, I mean, our generation, we want something. We haven't had anything that we can clinch on for like a revolutionary purpose. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking for something to stand up for and advocate for and be the one to say, yeah, our generation started this, And I think we're still waiting on it to jump in our laps and say, okay, this is something we can be passionate about. But we just listen to the song by ADHD. You know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff going on in our lives that we can't really focus on doing. If we want to advocate justice for Trayvon, and then we still can't figure out how we're going to pay for school next semester.
Right.
And then we got these pressures of having a career, not having a job, or having a job, being in school, taking these hours trying to make something of yourself, and you got, all this extra stuff, and what we get ourselves into with social media and all that kind of stuff. It's like we're still waiting on something. So in a sense, I think it's cool because I guess for instance, everybody's doing it, we can focus on that one thing. But then once it's over, it's like the ADHD kicked back in and we forgot all about it.
I mean, I've seen situations on Twitter like somebody will post something and ask like they'll ask who is Trayvon, or ask like what the situation is, and they have no clue on what it is.
And then all of a sudden they become a bandwagon, bandwagon person. Oh yeah, I'm Trayvon because everybody else is doing it.
I mean, like what happened to trying to get Coney? What happened to
invisible children. Like it's sad to say that certain things like this is just a trend. Like, and there's other cases besides Trayvon Martin, that happen on an everyday basis. It's very sad. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mel talk because we've been kind of overpowering, and you look like you want to chime in one time. So go ahead, Mel.
Well, I don't think anything wrong with the whole trend of bandwagon thing because if people don't react or respond, even if it's through like a Facebook message or a tweet, then it'll just be swept under the rug. So true. I mean, just like black missing children,
right?
They might run that segment one time, but if it,
right,
other race, it's gonna run on CNN. Nancy Grace gonna be on the thing and everything. But the case I'm kind of divided because I mean, just like I was thinking, if I was Zimmerman, I saw a dude in a hoodie at night in the neighborhood, I would be like,
okay, now you say that. Okay, now he was following him. Yeah. Now you said if you were Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the police advised you to stop following,
yeah, they told me to stop. I was like, okay, that's the end of my job. I'm the neighborhood watch. They tell me stop, I'm gonna stop. But if I see a kid at night with a hoodie on, it's gonna spark my curiosity. I'm like, what are you doing out here with a hoodie on?
That's true.
I'm not gonna follow the person. But
at the same time, okay, so when he saw that all Trayvon had was a bag of Skittles and an iced tea, and he was on the phone with his girlfriend.
But
how would you react to that? Like, what weapon did he have?
That situation, I'm pretty sure that kid probably didn't just pop out and say, all I got is Skittles. And if you figure out somebody following you, you like, he want to do like harm to me or something, so.
Right, and he was on the phone.
I'm pretty sure the fight probably happened, and then, Zimmerman probably was getting beat up.
Right.
Ended the kid's life. But another thing I saw, like they started talking about his like home life or something. So like a gang thing, like selling drugs and stuff. But I was like, what did that have to do with the case? Because I mean,
it's
almost like attacking his character. Because once you attack a person's
character, then right.
Old person would be like, oh, he's a thug. He deserves to die. It was gonna happen eventually or something. And you attack his character and paint him as that bad person instead of looking at the situation as a whole.
I mean, what I've been trying to tell people as I've been talking about the case is they're saying it's a racial thing with Zimmerman, seeing them and hunting them down or whatever the case is, self-defense, whatever. But I'm thinking, and Jamel just said it, if I see a kid,
I don't think it's racial. I say
as
it's
a hoodie,
more.
We're gonna think the same prejudices.
It's just like if somebody was to walk in with a trench coat right now, we're gonna be like, okay, they got to shoot up the school.
This dude got some
guns, right? So it's not about yes, Trayvon happened to be black. Yes, Zimmerman happened to be of basically another race. Okay, and the fact that Trayvon is African American and there's no justice, I think that's where the whole racial thing comes into, because I feel that if it was maybe a different race that wasn't considered to be a minority, that maybe the case would be getting handled a little differently. I know that on Facebook there's been some jokes, and even in the media there's been some jokes about how Kim Kardashian had some girl throw some flour on her, and she was arrested on site immediately. And then, of course, the specs on Trayvon's case. But we're gonna take a break. When we come back in, we're gonna talk about hate, modern day hate, and just how it affects us all. So you guys tune in. This is 91.9 The Buzz.
What was the next one? You said he got the attitude. I was one take. You said he got an assist.
Say that again.
Good actually.
What?
You said he got like the 911 take.
I can't play that. Yo, I've heard it so many times.
I didn't want to play it. It's like people posting it.
I can't. I can't listen to that. I mean, I'm trying my best right now not to cry. It's not just like Frank was saying earlier. It's not just about the fact that it's a racial thing. It's the fact that this happens every day.
I didn't even know like the neighborhood white people carry guns, but I mean I guess it's Florida,
But if you had to argue that from a criminal justice standpoint, you have to look at the fact that Zimmerman, okay, he claims that it was self-defense. What self-defense comes in from following somebody after they told to stop? After they told you, right, you've been told to stop.
Chasing after something.
Right, like you chasing after this.
Hey, hold on. I got a sound clip of the calling from the Zierman and the police officer. It's music. I was wondering if you guys want it or not. Because two people already played it last week.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys want to play it this week.
So call.
It was not the one about the shooting. It's like an edited version.
Okay. What is?
It's here.
What I don't understand is like why is something like that released for public hearing?
They always do that for it.
But I'm saying like why are those?
In Florida,
But I'm saying like, I'm pretty sure there's in other states too. But like why does it? They feel like they need to release the public tapes to that. Like,
Public state is public action. I'm thinking like you go up there and
drive-throughs. Hey, I want a 911 shooting.
But like I was saying, like for me, I think the reason why it hit home for me so much is because the fact that I have a brother, I have, family. My brother is hearing impaired. And one of my biggest fears is that he's got two strikes against him already. One he's a black male. Two, he's hearing impaired. So people who don't understand the fact that he's hearing impaired can mistake him. And my brother wears hoodies and goes out at night. He lives in a deaf community, thank God. But I looked at Trayvon as if that was, anybody can apply that to their family. And I think the thing that scared me the most is, hey, that could have been my brother. That could have been my dad.
I was raised in a single parent household. My mom
And
worked hard to provide me with the
that
opportunity
just-
to live up to my full potential. But sadly, she never got to see me grow up to be the
It
person
gets
I
to
am
me.
today. My mom
I
died
don't
of colon
understand
cancer when I
how
was 12 years
someone
old.
can just.
Things could have gotten tough for me, but my mom made sure that didn't happen.
I don't
Life
understand that.
insurance gave me the foundation to move on in my life, and they can do the same for your family.
Learn more at lifehappens.org.
8:45.
Message from the nonprofit Life Foundation.
I don't understand that.
Need to get some rest. This is the worst headache ever.
Right arm's all tingly all of a sudden. Must have slept on the last
So
night.
we just got 5 more minutes to
I
talk
keep
about
losing my
hate.
balance. These old bones need some exercise.
Granddaddy, what you just said doesn't even make sense. It sounds like gibberish.
Someone.
Sounds
And
like
it's just a little statement.
or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these
I'm
symptoms,
just so
don't
skeptical
call
when you see
911
dudes following the guy.
difference in someone's life. Someone you love. Maybe even
Then like the witnesses came, I was like,
Yeah.
this whole situation.
But-
brought to you by the American
That's
Association.
Most people not gonna say nothing.
No,
Most people not gonna say nothing.
no,
And I don't care who.
no.
Because people will sit there and watch people beat on their wives.
Exactly.
Me and
They not
Jamel
gonna say
sit there
nothing.
and watch the Mario abuse you.
Abuse, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, I'm like, okay, is somebody gonna come to my aid? No. We're going in after this.
So
They're
somebody's
playing.
wiping their butt with it.
The 911 call is being played right now.
You gonna watch it with your butt.
I do not say that.
Okay, we're back. This is 919 Buzz. It's your girl Mo Love. And in the studio I have.
It's your boy, Dot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what you just heard was the 911 basic focal point for what took place, like I explained earlier. Show Pump with Hate. I want to ask each, I guess, member, being a male, a black male on this campus, what are some of the things that you have, some of the good things and then some of the bad things that you have encountered? Has it been hard for you? What are your worries? Do you go out at night? How do you feel?
I mean, for me, this is Georgia Southern. And the years I've been up here, like the more African Americans that have been admitted year by year. I mean, we get it on the Eagle alerts or whatnot, but most of those descriptions I'm never one of those people that are described in those things. Man, I think one of the things they try to preach at me, I think is beneficial, and I think it's valid to the point was diversity. I mean, not as far as racial is concerned, but the opportunity that we give you to create the life you want to live outside this college once you leave here. We hope to give you the education inside the classroom and outside the classroom to make it in this world that is ever changing. So I mean, most of my experiences have been good, and I mean, any bad, negative, stereotypical, or whatever bias, I've never really knowingly received it, so I couldn't really speak on the negative. So it hasn't been hard for me.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah, it hasn't really been too difficult. Sometimes maybe I get like a little vibe, but nothing extreme. I mean, every now and then I might get a look from a little white girl, but other than that,
Okay, yeah, I feel you on that.
Okay.
Like a threatening or something.
yeah.
Like a grab my purse type thing.
Not like as if they're walking in your direction and they kind of like give off the vibe as if they're intimidated, or as if you're gonna just be that eagle alert or something like that, and that kind of thing. But
I just know I wouldn't dare try to talk to a white girl at night on campus. Never.
Okay.
As far as Georgia Southern, I never really had like any bad experiences. Just like Frank said, they're admitting more black students every single year, way more diverse. The only weird thing I would say is like white people are more friendly at night and like during the day. They might not say anything, but at night they're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing?"
what's up?
You know what they trying to make that?
I guess trying to be my friend. I'm like, I'm not gonna harm you anyway.
I get more afraid of the Caucasian and white people
Yeah.
in groups, especially when I'm by myself.
Compared to home, so it's pretty much capable.
I can just, I just want to go ahead and conclude this because we do have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time to talk about it. But for those of you who do want to show your support for Trayvon, there is going to be basically a peace rally on Thursday at 12 o'clock from 12 to 2 outside the Russell Union building. They're asking everyone bring a pack of Skittles, iced tea, and a hoodie. And because, it is Georgia Southern, if you don't want to wear a hoodie because it's obviously going to be hot, they're asking everyone dress in, all black.
But then he have on gray.
Yes, but this
He
is
had on baller gear,
this is
sweatpants.
this is for
White
people. This is for people who don't want to, wear their hoodies. They are told to wear black. So please come out if you can. If you have classes, it is from 12 to 2. Show some support, and just be out there. I really feel that we should all get back to loving each other. No matter what color, race, or creed, you are.
I want to also say that recently in the news, I don't know the details of it, but there was an Iraqi woman that was recently injured and abused, and then there was a young white male set on fire by 2 African American boys on his front porch. Recently, they poured the gasoline on the guy and set him on fire on his porch. Fortunately, he had the strength enough to take his own shirt and douse the flame, extinguish the flame, and call 911. But he suffered first-degree burns to the face. And his mom basically had to, the little brother came in the house and said, "Oh, they're going to set me on fire next." she basically moved from her neighborhood to somewhere else because of that. So I mean, it's just not white or white Hispanic or against African Americans and other ones. It's the same. It's the other way around, and it's also African Americans against each other. So like Molo said, let's get back to well, this is America, my bad, but that doesn't reflect the views of 91.9 The Buzz. That's just my personal opinion. So.
Okay, so we're basically going to give our shout outs. DE, we'll start with you. You have any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, let me shout out to Jelani. Let me shout out to Pharrell. Let me shout out to West.
All right.
Let your boy shout out to his girlfriend, Brittany. Honeybee, I love you, baby.
Rasta.
Shout out to my girl. Shout out listeners.
All right. That was
Shout out to Mola for a great topic, and look forward to Care Bear at 9.
You really have to add your little care
It's so cool and so cool and seductive, sophisticated.
Okay. Well, I want to give a shout out to all the Trayvon supporters. I want to give a shout out to all the listeners from 91.9 The Buzz. My listeners, Mola. I also want to give a shout out to the ATL Fam Bam Soul Star, my boy Brian Ellis and my boy Aaron Kazi, everybody who's out there